Deborah says, is moving away from my family the best option? Hi, Deborah. What does that mean?
Hello, good morning.
Hiya.
Hi.
Hi, we've just had a beautiful new grandson.
Congratulations.
We are of an age where we are considering moving quite a long way away down to Wales. But the dilemma, obviously, is should we stay or should we go where our family lives?
What sort of length distance drive are we talking about from where you are?
We're in Cambridgeshire, so we've got a good 12-hour journey.
How long?
A good 12 hours.
Wow. 12-hour drive, right.
Where are you moving to?
Well, we would like to move to Wales.
We're at the far end of Wales from the sound of it.
North Wales,
Yeah, North Wales. All I can say is, obviously, it has to come down to your decision. I'm a grandma who lives 3.5 hours away from my grandchildren, and I find that, you know, really does get in the way a lot of the time. I know other grandparents who live at the other end of the country, and they manage to make it work by, you know, having the children, the families down there to stay for long times. So really think about, have you talked with your children about how they feel about it?
Yes, funnily enough, on Mother's Day we were having quite a long conversation about it. But it is, you know, we feel that we want to do something for ourselves. It's our 60s, you know, we're in our 60s.
Yeah.
We want an adventure, but also we know how important, you know, our friends and our family are. And it is, there's so many obstacles, but there are also equally so many advantages.
Can I suggest you give it a trial run? Because I think you've got to move anyway, haven't you? Because you'd need to adapt your house a bit.
We have got to move, so there is no issue about selling the house.
If you know you've got to move, sell the house, but can I suggest you try renting for 6 months or something first? Because it's really hard to be totally sure how you're going to feel about these things. You might get there and feel absolutely devastated, and, you know, because it is a long old way to be that far distant.
Do you have to go to North Wales, or if you're thinking about moving and having something different, couldn't it be, you know, sort of Norfolk or Suffolk that was slightly easy to get to, but different?
Well, there is another dilemma, and that's house prices.
Yeah.
And it's not as inspiring. We've lived in the area for quite a long time. Wales is very different.
Yeah.
I've got a friend whose parent lives really a long way away, and everything was fine, and they used to go and visit, and they used to go over there in half terms, and this, that, and the other. And then her mother became very ill, and that became another dilemma because they wanted to be there for their mum to help care for her and look after her, but she was a long way away. Then her sister had children, and it's very difficult for the siblings to gather around one another to get to the mum to help her, and there's a lot of guilt involved with that as well. I mean, I think you just got to think about everything.
Because it'd be a big, bold move now, but if, like, your husband became a lot less well, for example, and then it was the children having to come to you, and I've also been at the other end of that one, it is very difficult. You know, but this is why I think try renting. You want to have some sort of way of testing it out. I understand the longing for a big adventure, but test it out first, because it's very difficult if you have got yourself, you know, basically a 2-day journey away almost, and then you regret it.
Thank you very much indeed for your call. Thanks for calling in.